Hey everybody, it's Will. Welcome to Vinyl Appreciation Society Original Classics. Hey everybody, it's Will. So this is an Original Classics edition of Vinyl Appreciation Society, which means we'll be highlighting an original copy of a classic album. It's also a very special day because we have our first ever guest in the studio. This is Chris.
Hello.
Chris is one of the core members of Terrible Infant, which you no doubt have heard about by now if you follow this channel. And today we're going to be checking out the Beano album. I keep pronouncing this guy's name wrong.
John Mayall.
Mayall. I keep saying Mayall.
Mayall.
Like the mailman. Blues Breakers, John Mayall with Eric Clapton. This was released in 1966, and it is called the Beano album because Eric Clapton is reading Beano on the cover here. This is my dad's album, was passed down to me, and something fun about it, we might have to do a picture of this because it's probably not going to show up on the camera, but and I'll pass this to Chris in a second, but the stamp for the record store where my dad bought this, which is called the Music Staff, which was in Westfield, New Jersey, is on the back cover there. So you like this album a lot, you like this group a lot. You want to talk to us a little bit about...
Yeah. I started playing guitar in high school, and I think...
Is that you?
Yeah, this is me right here, actually. I think this is one of the first blues albums that I'd ever heard before. I was just kind of perusing our local record store, Dimple Records in Folsom, California. Folsom Prison.
Shout out. Is it in the prison, the record store?
No, it's not in the prison anymore. Yeah, they got a lot
just
of
take it out,
complaints,
yeah. Okay.
But this album, I had never heard Robert Johnson before. I think the only time I had heard Eric Clapton was by way of like his more popular stuff.
Like Cream or
not even Cream at that point, like radio stuff like Cocaine and Lay Down Sally and
Layla,
things like
maybe?
that. So yeah, this stuff off of Layla.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is true. We talked about this a little bit, but this may or may not have been the first album in which a Les Paul was played through a Marshall amplifier.
Yeah, so I looked this up and I couldn't find definitively whether or not that's true. It is true that Eric Clapton iconically played a 2x12 Marshall, which he bought on credit off of Jim Marshall, with a Les Paul on this record. Apparently he was on tour in Greece after leaving the Yardbirds, left his amp behind in England, and had to come back to the UK and buy an amp really quickly to record this album, and that's how he ended up with that amp. So let's pull this bad boy out of the sleeve here. So I was texting my dad about this today before we shot the show, and he told me Key to Love is his favorite track on here and the best solo on the record for his money. Do you have any thoughts on that? Just a sleeve for you.
I think, the opening track, All Your Love.
Side ones. This is in pretty good shape, honestly. This is a 1966 pressing, so this is 52 years old. Is that right?
It's looking silky smooth.
Yeah, not so bad. Want to have a gander?
Yeah.
Just throw it on the floor, damn it. Just put it on this. I mean, this is like, look at this thing. It's like the parchment from the Goonies. They found the treasure on that.
Wow.
So, with the leadoff track is your jam?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. So, the first time I heard this record was in high school, and I think one of the cool players on this was John McVie.
Which one is he?
Who's this fellow right here?
Eyebrows.
And he went on to start, Mr. Eyebrows with the funky bowl cut thing going on,
as I've nicknamed him. Beard, eyebrows, and I know these two.
And John Mayall. John McVie went on to start Fleetwood Mac with Mick Fleetwood.
Look at that. Eyebrows.
But so John Mayall did these three big collaborations with some ace guitar players. This was Eric Clapton was on the Beano album, and then he worked with Peter Green, who formed Fleetwood Mac with John McVie and Mick Fleetwood, and that's an amazing blues album. And then he went on to work with Mick Taylor before Mick Taylor replaced Brian Jones in the Rolling Stones.
Look at that. Right. And there he is, looking so unassuming.
The slow hand
cover.
Oh,
this guy,
Mr. Mayall.
Yeah. All right. So, do you have any final thoughts?
Not really.
Just want to drink it all in.
Yeah.
This
soak it
is Blues Breakers, John Mayall with Eric Clapton. Original copy from 1966.